Well, welcome to this place and this ceremony where we gather to remember your children and honor their lives with us. Those gathered here are families who've lost a child and UVM Children's Hospital staff who've been privileged to care for some of them and share their lives with you. Families gathered here have varied experiences, but all have lost children. And for every family, those children remain forever and every day your child, part of your family, part of our community, and also dearly loved. Whether they remain in memory a tiny infant, a child, or a young adult, and whether they died suddenly and unexpectedly or following a really prolonged struggle, each one continues as a very real part of each family. So we're gathered here today in the presence of other families that share that experience, where others understand, where others share the sadness of loss, and perhaps also sharing some of the joys of your children's lives. We understand there's so many different ways to feel right now, and that others are here to support however it is that you're feeling, and whatever brings you here today. So please know that you're surrounded by love in this space today, and be with us here through this service. Julia?
Good afternoon. My name is Julia. I'm the social worker for the Pediatric Hematology and Oncology team. Louder? How's that? Okay. My name is Julia. I'm the Pediatric Hematology and Oncology social worker, and it's my pleasure today to introduce the Fiddle Tunes Club.
anoint. Anna Victoria Bersevich. Marius B.A. Lawrence E. Blaisdell. Tilly Belanger. Kimberly Bork. Coraline Booton. Jack Francis Burfoot. Sheila Marie Capstraw. Taylin Karen McLaughlin. Haley Marie Sifrian. Joshua Clapper. Alice Marie Clark. Isabella Rose Clement. Aiden Ryder Kalangi. Ryan J. Collins. Thomas Stephen Cook. Regan Shelton Cooley. Nathaniel Taylor Kuchar. Dalton Chris. Nicholas Dominic Daly. Janaea Charisse D'Amico. Nicole Davis. Nathan DeLonge Jr. Aaliyah Devens. Bert Dupe Jr. Abigail Embers. Grace Carolyn Emery. Nicholas G. Ferris. Nicholas Folger. Alexander Osgood Fox. Mariposa Ramos Fraunhofer. Amanda Gale Pica. Connor Garrison. Ryan B. Guy. Tristan Carlton Halleck. Robert Hamer. Gary Ernest Hart. Brennan Hathaway. Tyler Philip Hodberg. Robert Hayes. Ryan Helfman. Derek Ian Hewer. Liza Avery Hobbs Johnson. Alan Holmes. Tate Holzman. Logan Holzler. Grady Hourigan. Shannon Renee James. Alex Kendi. Cedar Moon Kerrigan Mast. Sojourn Alexander Kerrigan Mast. Lydia Jane Labonte. Eric Lorenz. Ava Charlotte Lawson. Liberty Mackenzie Turner Lawyer. Weston Edwin Lee. Haven Marie Leo. Jaden Marie Leo. Maeve Leonard. Zachary David Leonard. Gabby Marie Lincoln. Tori Jade Manning. Jason McCluskey. Joshua Nolan Moore. Matthew Moran. Clinton Norris. Weston Olson. Alexander Terrell Owens. Sean Christopher Parker. Skylar Angel Parker. Ross John Perry. Autumn Rose Potter. Stuart Freddie Frederick Prakelt. Stella May Saros. Holly Ann Pullen. Eric Michael Reed. Colin Edward Reynolds. Skylar Rivers. Mark Rocheleau. Brian Michael Russell. Scott Anthony Russell. Daniel Peter Santor. Randy Medor Sovey Jr. Matthew Mathman Schmeigel. Clark Schmidt. Allison Jill Scribner. Joseph Shook. Cooper Ryan Skiff, Peyton Smith, Tristan Michael Smithers, Reed Ryan Spalding, Lily Jane Stancliffe, Tom Sustick, Lucas Tendler, Anna Sue Tilton, Ariana Grace Warren, Joshua Timothy Warren, Holly Lynn Watson, Beckett Lee Wells, Matthew Paul Whalen, Melissa K. White, Jonah River Whiting, Jared Patrick Williams, Drew Carter Woods, Jeffrey Wyand, and all the young people that we remember today.
Today, there's several ways that each family can participate in remembering and honoring your children at this service, and one of these is the flower ceremony. At this time, you're invited to come forward to this microphone on my left and to say the name of your child that you're remembering. Choose a rose from this table and then add it to the arrangement that we'll be building in this basket to be part of the service as we proceed with the rest of our program. And as you're starting to come forward, I'll start. I've been asked by family to begin with Randy Midor Sovey Jr.
Liberty Mackenzie Turner, lawyer.
Allison Jill Scribner.
Allison Jill Scribner.
Bert Doopy Jr.
Bert Doopy Jr.
Bert Doopy Jr.
Tilly Boulanger.
Beckett Lee Wells and Gabrielle Marie Lincoln.
Tristan Carlton Halleck.
Kate Julius.
Gracie Emery.
Victoria Emily Banu.
Liza Avery. Nathaniel Nate the Great Kucher.
Ross John Perry.
Tate Otto Holtzman.
Connor Scott Garrison.
Amanda Jane Gale Pika.
What color? Pink?
Nicholas Folger.
Holly Ann Pullen.
Lucas Tendler. Lou.
Jonah River Whiting. Nathan DeLange Jr.
Gary Ernest Hart.
Alex Kendi.
Joshua Nolan Moore.
Maeve Leonard, Melissa White, Nicole Davis.
Logan Hostler.
Reed Ryan Spalding.
Kenneth Yanista.
Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Kimberly Roy. I am one of the pediatric psychologists at the Vermont Children's Hospital. It is my pleasure to introduce today Peter Bingham, our Division Chief of Pediatric Neurology and singer-songwriter.
I can't cross over, neither have I the wings to fly. Give me a bow that can carry two, and both shall row, my beloved and I. There is a ship that carries two, but not so deep as my love for you, but not so deep as my love for you. I know not how I'll sink or swim. I reached for you, I reach for you, to let you know that you'd be okay. I felt your eyes, and I watched you grow. Still, since you're gone, your memory shines. The water is wide, then I can't cross over. Neither have I the wings to fly. Give me a boat that can carry two, and both shall row, my beloved and I.
Many of you have contributed a reading or a remembrance for the program, and now is the time when anyone can come forward to remember your child by sharing your thoughts, your memories, a reading, in whatever way feels right to you at this time. Sometimes this feels very difficult to do, and we appreciate it is, so take your time. You can bring a family member up with you for support, or one of us can stand with you if you'd like, or you can ask me or another person here to read something for you. And you don't have to have anything fancy or prepared if you'd just like to say their name and remember them a little with us today. So I invite you to come up with your remembrances now.
I needed a purple rose for my granddaughter that's in the hospital now, so I spotted it, so I got one. My granddaughter is Liberty Mackenzie Turner Lawyer. She was my first granddaughter, and her and I had quite the bond for the 2.5 months that she was alive. The news of her passing was a complete shock. I went to the hospital thinking that they had gotten her to breathe again. And when I walked in the ER, they pointed to a room, and I said, I don't want to go in there. My granddaughter came out, or my daughter, and said, I'm sorry, Mom. I knew you really loved her, and I just lost it. I lost it. I wanted to run. I wanted to hide. I did not want to be me. But I couldn't run, and I couldn't hide, and I had to go in there and see this precious little baby with her little eyes just barely peeking through. And the night before, she was full of life, and it was the hardest thing I ever did, but I had to be strong for my daughter, and that helped me get through this all, to do whatever I could for my daughter and my son-in-law. And I still go visit that baby at the cemetery every day. I was obsessed with it when it first started. I couldn't miss a day. So one day I said, I need you to give me a sign that you're okay, because I just need to hear from you. I mean, we had a bond. You can at least tell Grandma you're okay. So I get in the car, and the song Only the Good Die Young plays, and I thought, I wonder if that's my sign, not thinking much of it. And I got home, and I had to go see my daughter, Liberty's mom. And I just picked up a few things. It probably took me, from the first time I heard the song, probably 20 minutes, and I got back in the car, and doesn't that song play again? And I'm looking, do I have a tape in? And I knew I didn't have a tape. So I listened to it all the way over to my daughter's house, which is about 3 blocks away from my mom's. And I get to my daughter's, and I said, you're not going to believe what happened. And she's listening to me, and at this point, she thinks I'm a total nut. And she's like, Mom, I think you're spending too much time at the cemetery and all this other crap. And I said, I don't want to hear it. I'm out of here. You're making me mad. So I left. And as I was leaving and backed out of the driveway, that song played again. And I didn't want to go back in and hear her. So I left, and I said, Liberty, I know it's you, thank you, I know you're okay. So I went to see my other daughter, who was just here helping me, and she wasn't home, so there was nobody I could tell my big story to. So I just went home. I pulled out of her driveway, and halfway down the road, it plays again. And I was like, okay, I believe you. I know it's you, Liberty. Thank you so much. My mother had gone gambling. I guess life had gone on by then. And so I was home alone. And I made some popcorn, and I always liked to watch American Idol every Tuesday night. So did my daughter, Liberty's mother. And I'm watching American Idol, and the first singer and the first song was Only the Good Die Young. And I knew it then, that was Liberty telling me she was okay. Shortly after that, the phone rings, and it's Haley, her mother. Mom, did you watch American Idol? And I said, yes. I said, that one was for you because you didn't believe me the first time I told you. Believe in miracles. Believe that they will send you a sign.
Good afternoon. Our daughter's name was Liza Avery, and I wish she was with us longer. And what I'd like to share is that she was very much wanted and worked for. And that she had a presence, even though she was so young. She made herself known. And I wish that I could have kept her in longer. And if I could have picked one of us, I would have picked her to live. But she was here, and she was known, and she was loved very, very much, and she was so wanted. And as young as she was, she had hair, which surprised us, and we weren't going to be able to take her home, but the UVM staff helped us to say goodbye outside, which was very important to me. Wanted her to be able to breathe non-hospital air and just feel nature, which is very important to me. And so we got to say goodbye in a garden when not sunflowers, black-eyed Susans and echinacea were in bloom. And I remember there was a monarch butterfly that came down. And so now in the yard, I have echinacea and black-eyed Susans, and when the monarchs come, I like to think that she's coming to visit me. And I just want her to be known. Her name was Liza Avery.
Caitlin Ostrander?
Sorry for the last minute stand-up, but I think we wait a whole year for this event, and I think it's going to go by too quickly if I don't just stand up and read this poem for my son and for all of our children. My son's name was Joshua. And this is called Spring Morning by A.A. Milne. Winnie the Pooh were our favorites to read together. Where am I going? I don't quite know. Down to the stream where the kingcups grow, up on the hill where the pine trees blow, anywhere, anywhere, I don't know. Where am I going? The clouds sail by, little ones, baby ones, over the sky. Where am I going? The shadows pass, little ones, baby ones, over the grass. If you were a cloud and sailed up there, you'd sail on water as blue as air. And you'd see me here in the fields and say, doesn't the sky look green today? Where am I going? The high rooks call. It's awful fun to be born at all. Where am I going? The ringdoves coo. We do have beautiful things to do. If you were a bird and lived on high, you'd lean on the wind when the wind came by. You'd say to the wind when it took you away, that's where I wanted to go today. Where am I going? I don't quite know. What does it matter where people go? Down to the wood where the bluebells grow? Anywhere, anywhere, I don't know.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Lisa Ann, and this is Kate. And we have the pleasure of working with the Pediatric Advanced Care team that's new to the hospital. We're so glad to be with all of you today. We're going to read a short poem called Adrift by Mark Nepo. Do I need to talk louder? Okay. Everything is beautiful, and I am so sad. This is how the heart makes the duet of wonder and grief. The light spraying through the lace of the fern is as delicate as the fibers of memory forming their web around the knot in my throat. The breeze makes the birds move from branch to branch as this ache makes me look for those I've lost in the next room, in the next song, in the next laugh of a stranger. In the very center, under it all, what we have that no one can take away, and all that we've lost face each other. It's there that I'm adrift, feeling punctured by a holiness that exists inside everything. I am so sad, and everything is so beautiful. If anyone else would like to come up and share memories or readings, you're most welcome to.
Hi, I'm Tom Lahiri, the head of the Pediatric Pulmonary Division in the Cystic Fibrosis Center. And I've been coming to this for the whole 21 years. And if you look at the names of the children we're remembering, some of them have been on that list for 21 years. And and I looked at the list today, and actually I remember 19 of them really well that are on this list. Some of whom have only been gone for a few months, some of them have been gone for 2 decades. And it doesn't really matter how long our children have been gone, we never forget. The images are crystal clear in our minds about how they looked at their best, at their worst. But when I look at the names on the list, I remember the positive, how they were, and that's ingrained in my mind. So I'd like to thank you who submitted photos for today so that we can see your children as you want them to be remembered. And I wanted to thank Shan Reel for putting together this presentation of our children to music. Thanks.
Those are some beautiful faces that we just saw. In closing, I'd like to thank you all for being here today. We all hope that you've felt the warmth and love and support that's in the room with you today. And we hope that you'll take some of that home with you. Also, please come up and take a rose home with you to remember, if you'd like. And also stop in the lobby on the way out for some refreshments and linger if you'd like to speak with some others. And we hope that you'll come back and participate again next year and let us know your thoughts. We appreciate your being here, and this will end this ceremony.